Yep.
Yeah, you have a quorum. I think it's just Brian's the only one missing.
Okay. I think Brian's wife was having some medical procedure today or something to that effect. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Public notice of this meeting was properly posted at the King Street building and provided to all requesting persons and organizations and so forth in compliance with the Freedom of Information Act. This meeting is held by teleconference. We'll move forward to an approval of the agenda. Everyone had an agenda emailed to them. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that you would like to see on the agenda? Hearing nothing, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, it's Matt Holliday. Make a motion to accept the agenda.
Motion made by Mr. Holliday. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Motion to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries and the agenda is approved. Introduction of commission members. Why don't we'll start with you, Ms. Bryant.
Brian Auctioneers.
Miss Bryant, you are breaking up.
I think Miss Bryan is signed in on 2 different audio options. She's on the screen twice. I'm getting an echo from her.
Yep.
Gwen, just go ahead and sign out. You're down below, two boxes underneath your picture. Just go ahead, go down there and just sign out. Should be good to go.
Okay, so did we lose her completely then?
Lisa Davies, Sumter County.
Thank you.
Matt Holliday, Spartanburg.
All right. And I'm Rafe Dixon from Sumter. And Gwen Bryant from Florence is somewhere out
She's
there.
trying to get back in, I think.
Okay. All right. Good. Give her a second then. Approval of excused absences. As I stated, I think Brian's wife was having a medical procedure this morning that required him to be there. Would y'all like to excuse that absence?
I'd like to make a motion to excuse the absence of Brian.
Lisa Davies, second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Approval of the minutes from the December meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review those? If not, we'll give you a moment or 2 to take them. They were in your secured folder, I believe. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Anybody want to make a motion to approve those minutes?
And say if any of the board members are speaking, you're all muted, so we can't hear you if you're trying to make a motion.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Lisa Davy, I move we approve the minutes from December.
Motion by Mrs. Davy to approve. Is there a second? I see you raising your hand, Matt, but your mic is muted. We'll take that as a second from Mr. Holliday.
Second.
There you go. Is there any further discussion on that? All in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Chairman's remarks. We gonna have us a quick meeting, I hope, today. We'll move right on to board executive remarks. Ms. Smith.
Thank you. I'll start with the financial report. We have the ending balance as of December 31st, 2025 for the auctioneers licensing account is $558,249.05. And we have a cash balance in the recovery fund of $117,078.35. That doesn't, that would not include the $10,000 you approved for the education. That check should have been sent out by now, but it'll probably show up in January. So that will bring the account down to just under 110,000, depending on how many deposits we made into it.
Okay.
Next is my board report here for as of February 5th, 2026. We currently have active 2 apprentices, 695 auctioneers, and 175 firms. We have 4 auctioneers listed as inactive. And we have 12 pending exam or further documentation. Was there any questions from anybody on either of those, on the cash report or your license numbers? Moving on to the next one is the Ethics Commission. I sent each one of you an email indicating, as you well know, you have to fill out your ethics report before the end of March. So I will try to send you another reminder in March to make sure everybody's completed that. But they have been a lot better at checking on these, so I would recommend to make sure you get it done, because I understand they can fine you and so forth for not filling that ethics report out. So
They can and will.
I sent you what LLRs paid you, however you have to report that to them. I'm not sure exactly what parts of that you have to report to them, but I'm sure it will tell you when you sign in to it, what you have to report and what you don't have to report. And then the last thing on my list is the status update of the proposed regulations. Rafe and I both attended the subcommittee meetings for the House and the Senate for the proposed regulations auctioneers have out there right now. And on the House side, they passed it through subcommittee to the full committee. On the Senate side, they held it up. So on the House side, I went back a week or so ago for the committee meeting, and after some testifying and a lot of questions, they did pass it through on the House full committee on a 6-4 vote. They are questioning, obviously, why do we need to license auctioneers, and why do we need to do this? Why, they're asking a lot of questions because, of course, another thing they're doing is trying to cut regulations wherever they can. So it's important for you to keep up, with this. That's why I was talking to Rafe earlier. They are having another subcommittee meeting for the Senate side
Can you
next
give me
week
just
on
a
the
sec? Laura,
19th.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Miss Bryant, can you mute? Because I hear feedback.
Yes.
Thanks, I'm sorry.
But they're having another meeting next week on the 19th. If you're interested, I think Rafe is planning to attend. If anybody else is interested in going over there, the Senate side actually, which typically I thought it would be the House side, but the Senate side actually held it up because they kept having a lot of questions. But they did start asking questions about the statute. So the statute that we talked about previously has been shared with them. So I'm not sure what their plans are at this time, if they're going to pass the regs or if they're going to hold them up or whatever. But that's something I guess Rafe will find out when he goes to that meeting on the 19th. And if they decide not to go forward with the regs, we will have to probably resubmit them next year. Holly Beeson in our governmental affairs department will keep us informed on what we need to do from here if it does not pass through the Senate committee.
Okay. Just as information, when I was there, the first question that the subcommittee asked me was, why are we regulating auctioneers? And I answered that because we are handling other people's money and sometimes a lot of it. And the follow-up question is then, what protection are we offering the public, which is the recovery fund, which the question then was, how much is in the recovery fund and what limits to it, which they made the point, which I couldn't really argue a whole lot with, that recovery fund is woefully inadequate to provide much protection. But it's what the statute requires, so not a heck of a lot we can do about it.
Well, that's,
So anyway,
I'm hoping they will look at the statute now. And if they pull the regs, that's not a bad thing if they're gonna actually create a bill to clean up the statute. So it might get us to where we need to be as far as getting something done with the statute. We'll see what happens, at that Senate subcommittee.
okay. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Any questions on that?
Ms. Sutherland?
Yes.
Just some clarification on our role. When we represent the auction commission, what our role is. Is it our opinion collectively, if we're protecting the public or not, or just the facts of this is how many complaints we get, this is how many go to hearing, this is how many people get money from the recovery fund. So what is it? One or the other or both?
So I think it's both in this situation because you have, although commissioners and members of public bodies aren't allowed to lobby, it is your job to regulate, and these are regulations. And so when they're asking straightforward questions like, why do we need to regulate? I think you need to give them straightforward answers rather than we have this many complaints or we're looking through these things. And I think the attorney, Holly Beeson, or our legislative liaison, Virginia Wetzel, would be able to assist you through those. Now, if you are speaking on behalf of yourself as an individual auctioneer, then you need to make that clear and say, I'm making this statement on behalf of myself, not on behalf of the commission. The distinction there is you can lobby in your personal capacity, but while you are speaking for and on behalf of the commission, you are speaking for the commission. But those distinctions can sometimes be a little gray, and I think this would be a great case for that. For example, we cannot advocate to change the statute. We cannot advocate not to change the statute. We can just say that the statute has some issues that we've identified, but we are working within the bounds of that, of what the law is. We're cleaning up the regulations because they're a little outdated. That's the purpose. And why do we regulate? To protect the public. And we have seen that issue come up multiple times in the last year and a half, at least, since I've
So
been
the
here.
issue is not whether we think the commission should exist. The issue is that we have a job to enforce the statute, and the statute and regs may make that job difficult. Not whether we think, it's good or bad, or we actually accomplish goal of protecting the public. It's just that if we're trying to protect the public, the statutes and regs sometimes gets in the way and may allow people to get away with things that.
We're trying to clean it up and tighten up where there's gray area so that we can better protect the public. But
Exactly.
I think if the question that the legislators are asking is, why do we even regulate your industry? They're asking you to give them insights because they don't know enough about the industry. So it may very well be that they are asking, why do we even have a statute, or why do we have a commission? Well, that's kind of the same thing. How is it that you're protecting the public? You're educating the auctioneers as a whole. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that we can discuss
Sure.
in
Okay.
further details, but it will just depend on whatever the questions are that they ask.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will be there next week, and we'll plan on speaking for the commission as well as myself personally, but I will so identify the two statements. Anyway, and we'll move on to administrative reports. Who do we have for the IRC?
I would expect no less from you, Rafe, and I hope you give your personal opinion and official opinion what our job is. I believe in you.
Thank
Good
you,
morning,
Matt.
everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss
Good
Young.
morning.
Do you have a camera you can turn on, or are you on a?
Thought it
Well-
was turned on, and I think if I open my laptop, it's gonna disrupt everything for a second or two
Okay.
for the camera, but I thought it was on, but I see that it's not now. For
That's
the
okay.
RC meeting, we are asking for approval and review of the two cases that was presented.
What? I'm
Do we
sorry.
have that in the meeting materials? So
It
that
should
will
be
need a
in
motion.
it should be in the secure board folder.
Every time I try to get into that thing, it's a problem.
All right. Well, approval of the IRC does need to be done via a motion.
Okay, can we, Ms. Young, can you tell us a little bit about what we're voting on? You told us two cases. What do we need to know about those two cases?
Hey, Rafe,
Okay.
I'm going to email that report to, the four of y'all right quick. So, y'all
Okay.
can look at it if you're not able to look at it in the board secure folder.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and be explaining why she's doing that. We have one case that the person was selling items wrongfully obtained and allowing an unlicensed person to act as an auctioneer. And this was Miss Tori Smith case. So Tori, you can jump in to explain further.
I think that that's sufficient unless the commission has additional questions.
And just so
We
the
are
commission's
requesting
aware,
a
we're asking for a
formal
formal complaint for that one.
Okay.
And then the second one,
Ms. Young, can you tell them about the second case also?
Okay, the second case was allegations of a respondent failing to pay the complainant and refusing to contact the complainant regarding the auction collected and sold. And we are asking for a formal complaint as well.
and those are the only two matters on the IRC report. So it
Yes.
would be, if the commission approved the IRC recommendations, it would result in two formal complaints.
And we have Investigator Ray, if he might want to add something else onto this.
We're just gonna let the commissioners review whatever the information is at this point, and if they have specific questions, then they can ask them.
Okay.
Okay, I got it emailed. I don't know how long it takes to get to you, but I emailed it. It is only two cases on the IRC report.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we approve the IRC's request for a formal hearing on these two matters.
Formal complaint.
Formal complaint, excuse me.
Motion is made to move toward a formal complaint on this by Mr. Holliday. Is there a second?
Lisa Davies, second.
Seconded by Ms. Davy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have the OIE report.
Yes. For the total cases of last year, as of December 31st, it was a total of 30. And right now we still have one active investigation that came over from 2025, but we have not received any complaints in this year thus far. So no active complaints for 2026 and 0 closed. And those
Okay.
are for informational purposes only.
All right. Thank you for that information. Move on to ODC, Ms. Bell.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is the ODC report as of February 5th, 2026. This is for statistical purposes only. There are currently 0 files in ODC. We had closed 3 files since November 1st of last year. And so until the 2 approved cases get down to us, we are sitting on 0 files. Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Move on. Any old business? Any new business? Any comments from the public? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I want to thank the staff and like to thank the staff for your hard work. Thank you all. Thank you, Ray, for leading us. I'd like to second Gwen's motion to adjourn.
Motion by Ms. Bryant and seconded by Mr. Holliday and enthusiastically endorsed by your chairman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Bye, y'all. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful,
Thank you,
happy
guys.
Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's
Likewise.
Day.
Thank you. Same to
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Love on those grandkids, Gwen.
I will do it.
You too,
Rafe,
You too, Rafe.
that's right. And you love on your children, Matt.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right. See y'all.
Everyone.